we're talking about the play that changed the Dodgers-Phillies series. The wheel play. Tell me about it. You're a third baseman. How does this happen? How does this get drawn up this way? Was the bunt the right move? Give me everything.
This is going to be maybe one time out of the whole year that you get that opportunity and do it right, Kratzy. It's got to be put on either by the bench coach or a player. You talk about it. You go over this in spring training, and I don't know about you, Kratzy, but you barely do it during the year. And if you do it half-ass. You're going through the motions. You just want to get it over with. They ran it to perfection. Max Muncy crashes. Mookie Betts breaks late. Castellanos doesn't get off the bag more. He needed to get off more there, I thought. His momentum was stuck at second. It was a perfect throw. Freddie Freeman getting to second base, so Stott couldn't get to second. Everything was perfect. Once he threw to third, I'm like, oh, my God, it's not a force. What is he doing? Boom, got him. It was a monster play. It was gutsy. It was ballsy, and it worked perfect. The bunt was great. You can't blame him for bunting at third base. That's what you're taught to do. You want the third baseman to crash because nobody's ever at third base unless it's a tie game, first and second, and you're trying to get the out at third. Phenomenal job, and this is why this is a World Series caliber team. They've done it before, and they took a chance. Guess what? What happens? They don't get the guy out at third. Oh, boy. They could tie the game, and then you go to extra innings. Whatever. Phenomenal play. As a third baseman, I get goosebumps. I get fired up for it because it never works. And that worked, and it wasn't even a force play.
And they have to, in that situation, we know that Mookie called it. He's got to know his personnel because the best bunt play with a runner on second, whether it's first or second or runner on second, it's the bunt play that we use all the time when I coach high school, is I want the pitcher to crash the third baseline. The pitcher has to be athletic. The pitcher has to be trustworthy. But he has to crash the third baseline hard. Brian Butterfield came up with this. Third baseman stays home. Shortstop covers second. Second baseman goes to first. First baseman basically covers the mound, and you're leaving first base vacant. Because of what Todd said, you bunt the ball to third. If the first baseman's crashing the mound and the pitcher's crashing to third baseline, you're making the pitcher pick that up. They ran it opposite, where Vesia really wasn't even going to be in this play. Taking the ball out of the pitcher's hand is genius. I think what's overshadowed here, because Mookie called the play, Mookie did a great job of disguising it and making up 2 steps on Castellanos, who didn't have a jump, is how hard that play is for Max Muncy to come running in, plant, and turn and fire it. Todd knows. There's plenty of times when you run this drill and that ball's bunted where Stott bunted it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting until Edman or whoever was playing second at that time gets to first, and I just get the out at first. We're good. Nothing hurt. We're just going to stay away from a sac fly with a runner on third.
We have Max Muncy talking about this, so I think it's worth the 30 seconds. Here it is.
Wheel play is not something that we traditionally do, but as soon as we got in that situation, me, Mook, and Tommy immediately started talking about, hey, we got to try something different here. We can't just play standard bunt play. And when Doc came out, made the pitching change, we talked to him about it, and he was all on board. And I'm going to credit Mook. It was his idea. We got to go. He was saying we got to go wheel play. We got to go wheel play. And so we talked about how we were going to do it, and we got executed to perfection.
How big could you feel the momentum change getting that out at third base?
Yeah, it's huge. You get that guy off second base, you get an out there, and it's just that changes everything in that inning.
That took me back to, like, I don't know, when you're playing whatever sport you're playing, and there's that one guy who's like, oh, we got to do something different. We got to do the wheel play. We got to do the wheel play. And you're like, oh, I don't know, man. It's a little dicey. And it's just like, damn. He hasn't been a shortstop for very long either.
Yeah,
it's not like he's been doing this his whole
just
life.
An athlete.
Yeah.
Freaking athlete.
That's cool. But that's why you bring on winning players. I mean, obviously the Dodgers have a lot of money and resources, but so do many other teams, and they seem to be in these spots over and over again.
Kratzy, before you call, tell me I'm wrong here. Did it seem like it was home field advantage there, man? I felt like just by looking at some of the at-bats, Schwarber and Harper, it just seemed like their swing, they were trying to hit a 8-run homer instead of just trying to drive the ball the opposite way. To me, I felt like if they weren't going, the crowd wasn't in it as much.
I mean, if they weren't going, no, you're right. If they weren't going, the crowd wasn't in it. Philly fans are definitely, they're not fair weather because they love their team. But if it ain't going well, they're not going to be like, everybody hears the Trey Turner like standing ovation. No. Like, this is postseason. The fans are panicked. Is it the Phillies? Are the Phillies panicked? I don't think they're panicked. I think they're trying to do the same thing that they've done all year. I think they've run into some brutal pitching. And I agree with bunting there. And I want to know if Topper called it because they brought in Bader to pinch hit. So if you're bringing in Bader to pinch hit, is he a home run guy? Is he driving the ball with a runner on second to be able to score a guy? I don't know. I agree with Bunt. You are giving yourself so many more chances of scoring a runner from third than you are from second. You have to get a hit. How many hits did they have at that point? Especially coming off the bench. It was a no-brainer on the bunt.
Agreed.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
You had the right person doing it. He didn't do anything wrong. He bunted at the perfect time. Maybe if you saw him crashing a little bit more, you come back and slash. But at the same token, it's the playoffs. Everything's going to be blown up more. They just made better execution. You tip your cap and you're like, shoot, what could I have done different? Nothing. They made an executional play and they did it to perfection.
Do you think the Phillies have a chance? I mean,
No.
nothing.
I don't think they do. I don't. I think the Dodgers are just playing out of their minds right now, and it's playoff baseball, which they've been doing. So I shouldn't say they don't have a chance, but it's not going to be. It's going to be very hard for them to come back to Philly and get another win.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the Phillies have a chance because of how we thought they were going to win the series anyway. They have really good pitching. Their pitching isn't going to decline. The Dodgers have only scored in one inning. The 7th inning in game 1, the 7th inning in game 2. So they've done a good job of keeping them off the bases, but it's not going to happen at all for Philly if it doesn't come from postseason legends like Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, guys who have had those big moments and can carry their team. If you can't keep those two guys off the bases, the Dodgers will not win. If they continue to do what they're doing, game 3 is going to be a cinch for them.
Kratz, last thought here. Looking back, is there anything that you would have done differently as far as deploying your pitching staff? Ranger Suarez is going to piggyback Aaron Nola in game 3. He's been a big game pitcher for them. And then also Duran pitching late in this game when they were already trailing by quite a bit. Would you be super ballsy and try and pitch him to just keep the score the way it is? Like, give me anything that you would have done. And I know it's easy to look back that maybe is a little bit less traditional than what was going on here.
You mean changing what they've already done or what they're going forward and going to do?
Both.
Going forward, if you think Aaron Nola and Ranger Suarez combined have to give you 6 innings, I love starting Nola because you can't go Ranger and in an elimination game you get any kind of traffic and go, poop, nope, we're done. Nola's going to pick up the rest of the innings. Nola's the wild card. To me, Nola comes out, he gets 1 or 2 guys on, bang. You might go right to Kerkering. You might go right to Strom in that first inning. And it will be something that Nola could give you 4, but Nola's biggest problem has been he's had 1 blow-up inning. Is that inning going to be the first inning and then the Phillies are down 3-0? That's the risk that you take. But to me, I think you take Nola first and then you go Ranger. And Duran, he's going to give you 2 innings. It might be the 7th and 8th because he might have to face his pocket during that time, and then they're going to get another inning and they're going to figure out who's going to close it out. It might not be somebody you think that's going to close the game out if the Phillies are winning.
FT fam, another reason why you should love Arena Club is the grading system. So you recently pulled a slab pack and then you said, hey, it's not graded. Grade it for me. They gave you an 8.5 out of 10 on your auto Whitey Ford card. and then they show you all the details of the grading system. It's very interactive within the app, and then you're done. If you want to sell the card or you want to know what it's worth, you've got it.
It's like getting taken to school on cards, and I think that's the coolest part of it. If you're young or old, you understand, hey, this is how it gets deciphered all the way through. It shows you the numbers and how they went through it. I think that's the coolest part about this whole thing, and then you can keep it traded or sell it, do whatever you want.
And it's so much more efficient to do this through Arena Club. Whether you're ripping a pack, there's the slab packs, buying a card, selling a card, grading a card. It's all there for you. We talk about it all season long. arenaclub.com/FOUL is where you can go to give it a shot. 20% off your first card purchase. arenaclub.com/FOUL. Use the code FOUL at checkout and get 20% off